Hi there, I'm Tina. Welcome to this yoga foundational video for the yoga asana Baddha Konasana or Cobbler's Pose. Cobbler's Pose is a great pose for opening the hips and uh, all around stretching and creating a little more mobility for us, especially when we don't get into sitting on the floor much. It's a great pose for opening and strengthening your hips. So let's go ahead and get right into it. For cobbler's pose, sometimes called butterfly pose, we are going to sit on the mat with our soles of our feet together. Now, this is a little bit difficult for you, perhaps, if you're not used to getting down and friendly with the floor. So if this is a little difficult for you, you can go ahead and use a block, sit up on a block or a stack of books or whatever you've got, a towel, whatever you've got handy in the house. If you sit up on a block, you'll see that it does help to get those knees to come down in a more comfortable fashion. Make sure that you're not sitting too far back on your block because you don't want to be rounding that spine or sitting too far forward. You don't want to be swaying either. So we're looking for a very straight spine in this pose. So that is really the foundation. So sit up on a block, on a towel, a cushion from the couch, stack of books, whatever you've got, and make this a little more accessible that way. Once you've got your hips settled, you can go ahead and bring your feet together out in front of you with your knees bent. Now, again, we're looking for a straight, neutral spine. So what might also make this a little easier is bringing your triangle a little more angulated. So bringing those feet out a little further out in front of you sometimes will help uh, in the beginning. So find your sweet spot how close you want to place your feet to you. And then we're going to go ahead and sit up tall. Now, if those knees are not coming down, that's fine too. We're looking for wherever you're at in your practice. So they could be up a little higher than some, and that's perfectly fine. If it helps, you can use your blocks to support your knees on whichever setting, tallest, medium, is right for you. So soles of the feet are together. Knees are falling side to side. The spine is long. Now you can grab a hold of your ankles here to help facilitate that long spine. You can grab your big toes with your peace fingers. This is a traditional um, way to do this in yoga. Either way works. So you can go ahead and grab your ankles or your toes and focus on sitting up tall, letting those knees fall side to side and breathing here. This is an excellent, excellent stretch in the groin, in the hip flexors, and it's just a great all around opening pose. Once you have your spine situated, from here, if it feels good to you and you're flexible enough to do this, go ahead and start to hinge forward at the hips. And you can even place your elbows on the inside of those knees to help push them down just a tiny bit. Now, you don't want to force anything. You never want to force anything here. And you don't want to compromise your spine either. So if your cobbler pose is sitting up straight and not hinging forward, that's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, that's where I am most of the time. And that's great because I know that I'm going to honor my body and where I'm at. Now, I have seen yoga instructors that can pretty much just lie flat down with their head on the floor, the mat, or if you are flexible enough and you can bring your spine down, your head down, you can also place a block right here. Place your head on a block. But remember, we're not compromising that rounding of the spine. Wherever you are is wherever you are, and that's where you should be. Okay? So, cobbler pose. Knees are falling in toward the mat. Soles of the feet are together. You can grab your ankles to help elongate that spine, help you sit up tall. You can grab your toes with your peace fingers if that feels good to you. And once you master that, then you can go ahead and start hinging forward. And as you hinge forward, you'll notice that it does intensify the stretch in the inner thighs, the groin, and that's a good thing. Now, just remember always your sweet spot is where you want to be. You don't want to be feeling any pain, but you do want to feel that edge, the edge of, yes, this does stretch and it feels pretty good, but it doesn't hurt. Always listen to your body. So there you have it, cobbler pose. So one thing you can do if you like, what I like to do sometimes is massage the soles of my feet as well in this pose. Sometimes I'll bring them closer and bring them the outer edges of my feet together and kind of rotate them so that the soles of the feet are pointing up. And sometimes that feels pretty good. So here we are in cobbler's pose. Give that a try. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Thanks for joining me.